Hello, Internet. I'm MatPat, formerly YouTube's biggest nerd. I'm gonna be answering questions that apparently I've never been asked before. Find that hard to believe. Show me your worst. Oh man, unlimited money and resources. What video would I make? I would love to test out the Thwomp. So Mario's got his Thwomp characters, right? These big, heavy, like flying stone enemies that kind of come down and smash him. I think it would be really cool to make basically a life-size version of a Thwomp and test the physics of like, what would happen if you actually tried to squash a human like a Thwomp? That would be really cool. Ooh, these are questions I've never gotten before. I like it. This is great. If I were paid to have a tattoo on my forehead for $1 million, I would say, ooh, that's tough. Part of me wants to say this is a personal thing for me, but like, yes, I am MatPat, because the amount of people who stop me in the streets and are like, hold up, are you MatPat? And it's like, yes, you know, but that would also be super obnoxious and super self-aggrandizing. So I kind of hate that answer. I feel like I have to go kind of meta with it and be like, your ad here. Whatever it is though, I do know my hairstyle would permanently change from like the YouTuber vertical hair wall swoop to like, I'm living with the bangs again. How many nights would I survive in Freddy's in real life? I could probably survive the full 5 nights because I am a survivalist first and foremost. If I'm going hiding, you are never finding me in that place, right? I'm hiding up in the ceiling tiles at that point, but it ain't getting to that point. As soon as my life is threatened, I am just boom, out that door. It's a great question. So if I were to pitch out a Mount Rushmore of YouTube, you have to think that there's the different eras of YouTube, but you gotta have like an OG, you gotta have someone from like the middle period, and then you gotta go to the modern times. There's so many good OGs that you could pull from. You could pull Smosh, who have been so relevant for so long. You could pull like Marquez. I mean, there's so many good ones. I would say for like an OG YouTuber, I would say Jenna Marbles. She's a great representation of females on the platform. She got started in kind of that era where you stumble into it and really kind of curated what it meant to be a content creator. Smosh also gets a lot of credit. Let's give it to Jenna this time. You can't go wrong with PewDiePie. Felix was the first worldwide name when it came to YouTubing. He showed you can have a massive audience. He appealed to so many people, and he was the first celebrity YouTuber, I would say. Man, I wish there was more than 4. You have to do Jimmy, you have to do MrBeast, because he represents kind of the modern age of YouTubing. He was the first to really publicly launch a lot of major initiatives. What does it look like when a YouTuber becomes a brand, a studio, a business? And shameless plug, but I would call us out in there. And even though what we did wasn't public in a lot of cases, behind the scenes, we were super influential. We were the first to talk about how algorithms of YouTube affect the content that you see, how you can invest in YouTubers as businesses. We were the first to talk about thumbnail optimization and things like that. And we were also the first to have an arc on your channel and to, you know, how to end your YouTube career, handing it off to a new generation. Thanks for watching. Ooh, okay. All right, that looks like, who does that look like? I don't know. Is that Jimmy? He's got the hair swoop, I guess. His hair's looking a little thin. I'm just saying. This is Chadwell Clay. Oh, that's Ludwig. Looks good blonde. I like the blonde. That's got to be Ryan Trahan, right? Everyone's favorite curly boy. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Ryan Trahan. That's too lightly haired to be Sophia. I don't recognize the background either. It's not Sniper Wolf. Man, I'm doing terribly at this. Clearly I care more about what people have to say than what they look like. I mean, I have no idea who is it. It is Sophia! Are you kidding me? You're pulling like some AI generated visuals of these guys right now. Short, reddish blonde. Shoot, I don't know. Oh, PewDiePie! In my defense, they've all gone through so many hairstyles. Oh, that's a very bald head. A black background. This has gotta be Hot Ones. This has gotta be Sean Evans. Yeah! There you go. See, thank goodness. Thank goodness. This guy looks like, I was gonna say this is very brown. Is this me? I'm waiting for the gotcha moment where it's me. Oh, this is old school Smosh. Yeah, when Ian's got the bowl of hair on his head. Who is this? Again, the hair, it's kind of like fading into a lighter brown. It's not Stephanie, because it's the sort of hair that Stephanie would have. I don't know. You see, this is rough, man. You set up this fun game, and I've just embarrassed myself repeatedly. This is, I have no clue. What? Yes, the messy hair era of Markiplier. Like, this is old school. That's me. That's me in my Christmas hair era. See, I recognize that one. I'm glad that I came out of retirement to do this video just to embarrass myself on YouTuber hairstyles. Thank you. Who's the most famous person in my DMs? That would require me to check my DMs. I am notoriously bad at responding to messages. But that being said, of all the people that I've not ignored, that I've had casual conversations with in the DMs, I'd have to say Carl Anthony Towns. He and I bonded over being Five Nights at Freddy's fans. You don't normally think of the world of basketball and the world of game theory crossing over, but yeah, Carl Anthony Towns and I talking about animatronics and William Afton. That is a wild experience I won't forget. Since leaving YouTube, creatively, I've been unlocked in a lot of ways, right? No longer am I constricted to weekly theory videos that have to fall within like the theorist format. And that's allowed me to say yes to a lot of interesting projects. Most relevant right now is Creators in Fashion, which is basically the YouTube equivalent of Fashion Week. There is this huge influx of creators forming the brands of today and tomorrow. They're launching products, they're launching clothing lines, they're rethinking the things that consumers are using in their day-to-day lives in a relevant, timely, younger way, right? And that's awesome. And what's especially exciting is that this year, Creators in Fashion is partnered with Vid Summit, where it's very forward-thinking about creator-led businesses. It's very forward-thinking about the creator economy. It's like a match made in heaven. What is the most recent video on my watch history? I believe it's the one that I watched this morning on my way back from dropping my son off at school. It's good work. They did a video about all about what accountants do and why there should be more accountants in the world, which is 100% true and is definitely an underappreciated job in the marketplace right now. I've also been catching up on the work of Patrick H. Willems, who is a fantastic film criticism channel. I love his work. I think I just finished watching one on the other day about the era of mega blockbusters, which aren't like your superhero movies, but are kind of like the weird gonzo movies like Valerian and Mad Max Fury Road, things like that. Should the people watching right now like and subscribe? The answer is yes. However, if you were to do one of those, you should subscribe before you like. I know, based on the data, you're not likely to do both of those things because call to actions like that actually get you to do nothing. So make sure you subscribe, and that's no theory. A theory that's too insane to post, I would say there was always one that I wanted to do about Pauline and Peach being the same person. This was before Pauline became a focal point of the Mario games. But if you look at the original game, Donkey Kong, where Mario makes one of his first appearances, Pauline is in a pink dress, has the exact same styling as Peach. And so I wanted there to be something about like the new Pauline is a doppelganger. This is the real Pauline, which is actually Peach. But I could never make it work. It was too crazy to make work and too insane. So I'm like, leave that one on the cutting room floor. Deadpool is Ernest Hemingway, though, that one got the green light. If Deadpool were to come out and say, yes, secretly, I am Ernest Hemingway, and I wrote The Sun Also Rises, I would lose my mind. I would say that's my craziest theory I've ever done. And for that to come out, I'd be like, yeah, nailed it. Oh, weirdest theory seen about me. Right now, there's a lot of theories going around about me running for president in 2028, which is a little bit terrifying. So since retiring off of the channels, we've been working behind the scenes with Congress to basically advocate for the creator economy and creator rights. And Congress, in a lot of ways, despite their best efforts, tend to be a bit behind the ball on a lot of that stuff, or they get their information from, news headlines or less informed sources. And so with the additional time that we have, Stephanie and I have been working to kind of educate lawmakers about this space. We did a press conference in front of the Capitol building. There were some very nice photos taken that I shared that immediately everyone started putting onto campaign posters and, a better America in theory. If I had a death row meal that I had to make, I would probably want something that would last a very long time so that way I could prolong it as long as possible. A very slow roasted curry or something that has to simmer in a slow cooker. Whatever it is, it has to be in a slow cooker. Because at that point, it's not about what I'm eating, it's about how long it takes me to eat it. When it comes to annoying mistakes in videos, there's so many little ones, and it's never the big ones that really get to you, it's the little ones. And so there was this one time, I believe it was I attributed the wrong game to Bethesda. And of course the comments, immediately hop on board. They're like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He thinks this game's made by Bethesda. Fine. Yep, that video was a wash. So all the hundreds of hours that were spent putting that video together kind of washed away, and you do it again next week, and you make sure that you check the developers of the games. Oh my gosh. Okay, so since retiring, I've gotten to play so many games. I just finished Split Fiction. Split Fiction is incredible. It plays with some amazing co-op gameplay, the likes of which I've never seen before. The final hour of that game is mind-blowing, what they do with the gameplay. So I just finished that with my son Ollie, and now I'm playing for myself Hollow Knight Silksong, which is just awesome. It's so tight, so wonderful. I've been waiting 7 years for it. So good. How's YouTube gonna change? I mean, YouTube is changing so much all the time. I think right now what you're seeing is a twofold process that's evolving. You have creators becoming larger corporations. You have YouTube channels becoming more business-like, because it is the new TV. But on the other side of the equation, you have the influence of TikTok. You want stuff that feels homegrown and homespun. And YouTube has tried its best to respond to that. I think you're seeing audiences shifting away from the MrBeastification of YouTube, a kind of high polish, high gloss show, and going back to what YouTube was founded in, which is that like, hey, we're just talking in front of a camera. It feels personal. And so YouTube is at this really interesting inflection point where it's two platforms in one. And it'll be interesting to see how YouTube blends that all together into the same platform and makes it all function together.